The purpose of this vlog is not to show you perfection, but to just show you that if you're out there and you've been contemplating to do things simply because you're like, oh, I don't have time, things are not, aligning, there's never enough time. Hello, guys, welcome back to my platform. And today, I just decided, let me record this. Why? Because there's never a perfect time to record this. And I think most of the times, because of motherhood, sometimes I have to ask Riley to be on his tablet so that I don't make noise, like you don't hear the background noise. But I realized that sometimes it's not as authentic as it is, because it's like I'm trying to portray that, I have the perfect environment, I have time to record, to talk to you about, scholarships. I have time. Yekuita sese. And the truth of the matter is, guys, hapana time. Sometimes I feel so bad because my son has to be in the bedroom watching the tablet, yet he wants to watch TV. And just because mama has to record maybe one scholarship video, or mama just has to record something that came to her mind. So today I was like, you know what? It's been weeks since I, showed my face here. Let me just record, and probably you are hearing the background thing where he's watching TV. It's just to show you guys, Kuti, there is never a perfect moment. And it's also to show you, Kuti, some of the things that you see on the internet, shinenge zvakuita kunge perfect, or editwa is not really perfect. If you get a chance to be behind the scenes, when the people are doing the production and everything, you would see that it's not as perfect as you think it is perfect. Yes, Riley. If I put this off, that, and then there's another one in there. Okay, Mama is recording right now. Can she continue? Thank you. Mama, no, we don't have sweets. We just had ice cream. No, I said look at the thing. Yes. But can I keep it like that? Yes. So that is just, a perfect example of what happens in between, the shooting of the videos that you see on my channel. And the thing is, I have to edit. So sometimes I cut those things off and you guys don't see it. All you see is like a perfect production. But the purpose of this vlog is not to show you perfection, but to just show you that if you're out there and you've been contemplating to do things simply because you're like, oh, I don't have time, things are not, aligning, there's never enough time. There is never enough time. Just sit down and create what you want to create, or just squeeze in that tight schedule to do what you want to do. It might not necessarily be content creation or making videos and all of that stuff. It might be an online course that you have been contemplating to do for like a year, because we are now in December. You're like, okay, I'll do this thing in, this cyber security thing, or I'll do this thing about virtual, assistant, or I'll do, a certificate towards learning, teaching English online. And right now you're sitting down and you're like, okay, it's already December and I've been contemplating, I've been pushing that I'll do it. When it was in January, we're like, okay, March, my schedule will be fine. And then March came, it was summer or it was winter in whatever location you are. You're like, okay, let me just finish the summer around October, then I would really start. And before you know it, we are in December and the year has already passed. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, there is never a perfect time to do things. There is never a perfect moment. All those people that you see showing up on your screens, or all those people you see grinding, they all have 24 hours just like you and me. But the only difference between them and you is that they know that there's never a perfect time. All they have to do is, squeeze in the little schedules that they have and push. And they just, create, they just go for it. Or maybe you see them posting that they got this certification, they did it online. They never got 28 hours. They never got 32 hours. They got the same 24 hours that you're getting. Kwauri Koko, that's what they got. And they decided to use it wisely. And they decided to say, okay, things might not be aligning, but let me push. It's all about putting yourself out of the comfort zone. And a lot of you are wondering, why? Why are you attacking us? It's in December. Probably you're used to these conversations when, in January, when everyone is setting their goals, saying, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to be, fit, and all of that." I'm saying it in December now to show you that nothing is gonna change in January if you don't change your mindset. You will still be working in the same cycles. We'll still have January. January will still have 31 days, and all of those days would have 24 hours each. And if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change the way you approach things, next year, December 2026, I'll still be here. Ndichikutsiura the same things zvandakutsiura December 2025. So I'm recording this now so that you guys can, sit down, take some time to sit down and reflect on the things that you said for yourself when the year started and see kuti meti yakafira papi. I know some of you guys, out there's this thing where people say, it's also zvekuisa my goals, tipa pressure, putting out my goals out there gives me a lot of pressure, or it's just give me unnecessary pressure. Inini, I just cruise, ndinongo cruise that nicely ndakaenda. Guys, akuna chinonzi I'm just cruising. You've got a plan, you've got to write your vision down, you've got to work on the vision that you put yourself, for yourself. So don't just be there kuita katrend kekunyora my goals and then you don't sit down and reflect. This month is all about reflecting on what you did and seeing kuti ndakarasika papi. Where did I miss out? And you correct those things next year. It's very important to take stock. You don't have to take stock in the context or in the view yemunhu anenge akuti vatanga kutipa pressure, vanhu vaivai gore rapera, they are showing what they have done. Ukaona uchitarisa the growth of other people in that angle, hauna kwauri kuenda. Be motivated. Of course, there are others who go an extra mile, kanenge kakakuvhaira kakuisa munhu papressure or something. And I don't blame them because they would have worked towards that. Wewe usazvitarise neziso regodo, usazvitarise neziso rekuti they are giving me pressure. But look at it in a, learning view, kudzidza kuti, but if someone who is my age is doing it, what exactly is happening with me? And ndiri kukanganisa papi. Hatisi kutaura vanhu vaya vanoposta vatoziva kuti, you know what, whatever it is that they are doing, zvine some affiliation kuseri. Tukutaura people who really grind, zviri transparent, people who really work hard. Pane vanhu vaunoziva, there are people whom that these guys really work hard. There is nothing, chavari kuwana chansiri kuwana, but they are just showing up every day, giving 100% of themselves to that. They are working. Those are the people that you should, look at and see what is it that they are doing that is different that I'm not doing, so that patinotanga gore rinouya, you are working towards building habits that make you achieve the goals that you want to do. And patinotanga futi gore rinouya, when we start next year, you start to see kuti, you know what, imwe stress yandiri kuita is not necessarily that I'm not working hard, but I am setting unrealistic goals. Izvozvo zvakakosha kuti tafara apa ingori pressure yekuti uda kudriver 2025 Range Rover. Magozi iwayo every December anokuchemedza because they are a bit unrealistic in the context of what I have. It's just an example. So it's very important that before we start January 2026 goals, we sit down, we reflect, we look at what we did, how can we do it differently next year, kuti zvinhu zvedu zvifambe. And there's nothing wrong in carrying over what you didn't achieve in 2026. You don't necessarily need to start a new list. Iroro raunaro, you can still carry it over. And when you're doing the reflection, give yourself grace. Haikona kubva there is some reflection, kusiya wamu depression as well. And not necessarily because you didn't achieve, but because urikubva wazvipa pressure imwe isiri necessary. When you're doing the reflection, give yourself grace and give yourself room to improve. Don't be too hard on yourself. Paunenge wakagara pepe uchireflecta, also take time to take note of the things that went right in 2025. It's very, very important to take note of those things. Very, very important that you give yourself grace when you're doing the reflection, because pamwe pacho, guys, tinozonyanya imwe stress inenge ichiunzirwa you're just being too hard on yourself. So handisi kuti let's relax, handisi kuti let's be too strict. Let's be balanced on our goals. Let's be balanced on reflecting zvatakaita. And iwewe semunhu uchibva wachinja zvauri kuita zvakashata, just like setting my goals ekuti ndoda kuita chakati and you don't show up for yourself. You are the only person who can take yourself out of the situation that you are in right now. And if you don't work towards it, ndimi vanhu vanozochembera vane bitterness. It's very important that you use the time you have now wisely. Zvakakosha. The Bible even tells us kuti we should learn how to read times and seasons. Mwari vaisapenga when he talked about times and seasons. Vaitoziya, because in everyone's lifetime, guys, in everyone's lifetime, you have a prime time. And then you have time yekuti mukana unenge watodarika. Handiti, of course, tinoparidzirwa restoration kumachurches because some people lost their things, out of spiritual things zvinenge zvichiitika. But pane pamwe paunenge uchidemanda restoration, Mwari votoseka zvavo, simply because he gave you the time to do zvawaifanira kuita and you didn't do it. And now wakuda kuvanetsa Mwari uchiti restore zvandakabirwa, mayears andakabirwa negwatakwata, akadyiwa nemhashu and all of that. It's very important kuziva kuti pamwe pacho God gave us, things, and he expects us to use them wisely. And if we don't, zvinozotiomera mangwana, but Mwari vanenge vaita pavo. Handisi kuziva if ndiri kumeka sense, but the point is we all have our prime times, and it's very important that we know how to use that prime time. I think ndopano pinda that verse inotaura kuti teach us to number our days. Zvakakosha izvozvo. Not everyone knows how long they are going to be on this earth. And if you don't know how to number your days, ndopaipai pekuti unolenga-lenga, you don't know kuti nditori museason yangu izvezvi. You don't know kuti this is my prime season. And then wakuma 40, 50, you want to pepuka uchiti, this is now my time, this is my season. And I'll give an example. Yekuti probably you had time to go to school, you had time to apply to scholarships, you had time yekuzviita, but wakalenga-lenga. Now wane 45 years. Wakuda kutanga kuti I want to apply for scholarships, and every scholarship that you're seeing is saying we want kids who are 18 to 35 years old. Ipapapo ndopaunenge wakuona kuti guys, ndakanonoka kupepuka, ndakanonoka, to look at the issue and work on it. So I'm just here kuti tingowonesana kuti let's know how to number our days. Let's know my times and seasons. Let's know kuva nema-balanced goals. Let's know how to reflect. I know kuti social media has made us think kuti naningi vanongoposta zvakati, vanenge vakutipa pressure and all of that. It's sometimes imwe yacho haisi pressure. It depends on the lens you are looking at the issue at. It depends on that lens. So it is very important that we know how to number our days. We know how to identify seasons atinenge tiri pazvinenge zvichipisa, because it's very important. We miss out on things if you don't do that. So gore zvarakupera, take stock of what you did, reflect on what you did wrong, reflect on what you did right, reflect on the things that you need to continue doing right kuti zvifambe, reflect on the habits that you need to drop down kuti zvifambe futi. It's very very important. And as you do that, don't forget to be grateful to God for all the small wins that you did. Zvinogona zvisina kufamba to the extent that you really wanted it to be, but the fact yekuti zvakatomboita, you did some things, it's always important that you are grateful to God about that. Gratitude is a must, guys. Mwari vanofarira vanhu vano acknowledge kuti, you know, these things zvakafamba zvakanaka. And gratitude doesn't necessarily have to be to God only. It has to be people around you who have, you know, helped you, who have helped you achieve zvawaida kuita, who have been showing up every day to help you achieve zvawaida kuita. So musazongoti inini ndatenda Mwari, ndatenda, musazongoti inini ndatenda Mwari uyezve ndatenda vanhu vakandibetsera in my prayers. It's also important to go back to those people and you know, thank them for what they did, how they impacted your life in this year. Ukatenda munhu zvinomupa manyawi, and sometimes it gives people, you know, the strength to keep on showing up for you. In this era yekuti zvoni people in this era yekuti vanhu vanobva vati indotamba ndega indoita sei. If you're my friend, if you're close to me, you know that I always tell you that a journey is much more better muri vairi muri vatatu than uri wega. And it's very important to have people that you can, you know, talk to, and sometimes they might not give you any monetary value, but that listening ear is very very important, because men, we were not created to live alone, we were not created to do things on our own. So I hope that this chaotic vlog that you have just seen has helped you to also sit down and, you know, reflect on the things that you want to do. So I just want to end with thanking you guys for showing up every day on this channel, listening to the things that I've been telling you about scholarship, about education, you know, opportunities, and also tuning in on days when I'm just showing you, you know, some of the things that I do with my family, celebrating our birthdays with us this year. That is very very important. So thank you guys. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button. Makandi koshera. Thank you so much. Bye. Ciao ciao.